boys and girls of grade 6. I am teacher Melinda, and today we will look at the topic Our Nation. Under Our Nation, we will discuss or look at the national budget. The national budget. You may wonder, what is a budget? Simply, a budget is a detailed plan of income and expenditure. As such, the national budget is a detailed plan of the country's income and expenditure. In addition, a national budget is a financial estimate prepared every year by the Minister of Finance, estimating how much money the government will earn and how much it will spend. Do you know who is our Minister of Finance? He is the Honorable Dr. Ashney Singh. So, our national budget is prepared by Dr. Ashney Singh. A national budget is a detailed plan of income and expenditure. So the question is asked, what is expenditure? Of course, government needs to spend money to carry out its functions. Expenditure is the money that the government spends. So simply put, expenditure is the money that the government spends because we're looking at the national budget. So what does the government spend money on? 1. Salaries and pension. Infrastructure. Training, which involves education, training for security purposes, training for health purposes. These are just some examples. Government also spends money on scholarships. Money is also expended on imports. What are imported? Vehicles, electrical appliances, food, etc. So expenditure, boys and girls, is the money that government spends. So in the national budget, there is a plan for expenditure. Next, we have income, because in the national budget or in the budget, there is also a detailed plan for income. So what is income? Income is also referred to as revenue. Revenue or income is the money that the government earns. Yes, the money that government earns. So where does this earning come from? This earning comes from postal stamps. How does the country earn revenue from postal stamps? When someone sends a letter to another relative or friend, or an agency sends a letter to an individual or another agency in Guyana, stamps are purchased. Or if a letter is sent abroad, or as we would say overseas, or out of the country in common terms, then stamps are purchased. And so from that purchase, income or money is earned. Custom duties. Custom duties earns income or allows the country or the government to earn money when containers and barrels and parcels are shipped in, or they are brought into the country by importation. Customs duties are paid. Then we have earnings, or the country or the government earns from exports. What does Guyana export? Guyana exports gold, diamond, rice, sugar, and oil, soon to be. Of course, the country or the government also earns income from court fines. So when citizens or persons are charged and they are found guilty and there is a fine to be paid, it is paid at the court, whichever court the decision was handed down by, then the court fine is paid there, and so earnings are gained. How else does the government earn? The government earns or gains income or revenue from selling license, motor vehicle license, restaurants, television license, and radio license. All of these are means by which money is earned for the country. And then, of course, we have tax. So when workers earn, whether they work with the government or with private sector, and they earn their wages, there is something that is deducted that is called PAYE, pay as you earn. Of course, that is tax. And that money is paid into the treasury through the Guyana Revenue Authority by the employer to the authority, so that the government or the country earns income in that way. So there we have it. The national budget is a detailed plan that is prepared by the Minister of Finance to show how a country, or specifically how Guyana earns income, and also how it spends its money or its resources in finances for the development of the country. So, boys and girls, as you have learned about the national budget, I want to ask you to find out, when was the last national budget presented and who presented it and where? When was it presented? Who presented it and where? As you get that information, have fun, and you can create your little quizzes to work amongst yourself. Thank you, boys and girls.